time. Now the time stands as 8:30. Going to take you by means of live from the studio. WJY. Brother Michael Jenkins, you got a special guest with you this morning.
Special guest. Yeah, he's a special guest, all right.
Amen.
Welcome back, my son, from your travels. What you been up to, buddy?
Man, I just been running the library, man, trying to get everything in order. You know what I mean?
Running a library. What does running a library entail?
Yeah, it's pretty much like running anything else. You just make sure that people are behaving in there. Make sure that, you know, if you got customers, that they're following the policies and that they're using the building how it's supposed to be used. Mm-hmm. And you are working with your staff to make sure that they are doing what they need to do to facilitate the building running smoothly. So sometimes you got to tell them to do things differently, or however.
So where are you doing this thing at?
Pike Library in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana. Ooh, how's it up there?
It's great. You know, I be chilling, honestly, but
you like it up there?
It's cool. It's getting warmer now, so now it's getting much better. I actually can go for a jog or something.
What was the winter like?
Horrible.
How horrible?
Even they said it was horrible by their standards.
Really?
Yeah, they said this is the worst one they had in a while, in a couple years. Said it was a particularly bad winter. But there was a couple small snows, but then there was the big snow where it was like at least 10 inches.
The big snow.
The big snow happened. I remember that was over the weekend. It was a Sunday. I was ordering DoorDash that night because I didn't want to leave the house and I didn't have no food really.
Right.
So,
how do you not have no food in a place like Indiana?
Well, I had food, but I didn't really want to cook, and there was a lot going on. But like when I came out to get the DoorDash, the snow was like, it was definitely at least like a foot of snow on the ground, and it was blowing around everywhere. It was looking crazy. I don't know how the lady even got to me in that weather, but
she DoorDashed you anyway.
The temperature was insane. The low of the winter was like, it was like negative 15, negative 20 for like 4 or 5 days straight.
Right.
That was
negative 20. Come on.
It got down to like, so it was like negative 8, and then I think it got in like the negative low teens, like negative 12, 13. But then what they always get you with is the temperature and then the feels like. So they might say negative 12 feels like negative 20. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I figure if it feels like it is.
That's
you know
what they explain that by saying that's the wind chill and all this and that.
Whatever.
But long story short, if it feels like negative 20, I mean, what's the difference?
It's negative 20.
You know what I'm saying? But no, it's getting better now, and everything's good.
Well, I'm glad you're back, son. I missed you greatly. Tater missed you greatly.
It's y'all, man.
We talk about you every week, almost, right?
Yeah.
How's Jerry doing here? Almost every week.
Yeah. Miss y'all, man. Glad to be here.
So I wanted to kind of surprise him this morning because I didn't tell him that you were coming in. So I seen him looking up when the door opened. He was like, yeah. Then he knew. Then he knew I was playing games today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back, son. And what's going on right now, besides this background noise here, is I don't even know if Marion Girls won yesterday, but I know that I'm pretty sure they are playing. I can't say what they're playing for when you look at these brackets, but anyway.
Is it softball?
Yeah. Look. I want you to take a look at this bracket, Jared. Now just think about the normal basketball brackets. And then you look at this madness. You got guys, people who can lose and still win the state championship in baseball because it's a 2-game elimination deal in each round. You got district championships, you got lower state championships, you got state championships. Now,
I don't like it. I hate those type of brackets.
This is horrible.
Just make it a straight bracket.
No, they can't do it because you got 2 games to lose.
Yeah, but we should make it where it's not.
This is a jigsaw.
You lose, you go home.
Man, this is a jigsaw puzzle. Look at this thing, man.
And that's all supposed to be the same bracket?
This is the same bracket.
No.
Taylor, can you lower that a little bit for me? Listen, man.
That's inappropriate.
This is crazy. You know what? So I said to some folks.
Hey, shout out to whoever did that, though. You got to have a certain type of
an engineering degree.
Yeah.
Almost.
You got to be smart to put a bracket like that together, though.
You almost need an engineering degree just to understand this thing.
I don't understand it.
At any rate,
and that's all one bracket. That don't
this
make
is
no
one
sense
bracket
at
here,
all.
buddy.
What I'm saying, they need to have a course to explain that.
I put this thing on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and I said, you know what, folks? I said, I'm ashamed to say that I've never understood the baseball and softball brackets. A bunch of people came out and said, neither do we. We don't know what that thing is.
You know what you should do? You should find out who makes it and interview them.
Man.
But like, break it down.
It's just a certain amount of insanity going on here. But here we go right here.
Explain why this happens. Why does it look like this? What is this?
Well, I'm sure they understand, but
I mean, it's gonna sound like they speak in a different language when they break it down, but
now I want someone to tell me: did Marion win? Miss Christina Johnson Campbell, good morning, ma'am. How are you? Mr. Travis Kennedy, I'm sitting here running my mouth, and y'all people out there. Justin Calhoun, good morning. Antoine Rao, how you doing? Marion, if they won against East Clarendon, then they will advance as the lower state champion to play in the state championship tournament. Marion has been up and down all year. I have not seen one single game this year, but coming back from going to state last year and going to lower state the year before, one might assume this is the year they get it. But they've had struggles this year, but now they find themselves at this place. So congratulations to the Lady Swan Foxes, for strapping it on and, getting yourself back, at least back to where you were last year, giving yourself a chance, to win a state championship. So that's what's happening with the Swan Foxes. Let me see where they came from. No, I'm not going to do that because it's kind of hard to find out where they came from looking at this thing. But there is baseball happening, the baseball state tournament. And I guess the story of the week outside of Marion would be the Lakeview Wild Gators and their longtime coach, Kip Hurlong. It seems like Lakeview might have been on the verge last week of being eliminated from the tournament. They had to go on the road, win a game, and after they won that game, they had to come back and play their rivals, Latta, and beat them 2 times. And Latta people were expecting, they're going to, Lakeview is not going to be able to do this. Latta's going to take them, pencil the Latta Vikings in for the state championship. But hold on. On the way to that crowning, Latta got crowned by Lakeview. Beat them 2 times, eliminated them from the tournament, and they themselves move on to the finals. So, Lakeview Wild Gators, been doing it for years. As I said, I don't know how many state championships they have, but I'm going to suspect it's around 10-ish. And most of them have been under Kip Hurlong, who is a Marion resident and a former Marion High School player, by the way, who went over to Lakeview, built them into a dynasty, and to this day, his alma mater has not won one baseball state championship. Imagine that. Kip Hurlong, legend, a Marion guy, Lakeview legend. And they play today. Gators play today. Let me see who they got. Wild Gators, man. Let's see. Yeah, man. I'm thinking about going down there today. You're not a baseball guy, are you?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No, baseball is boring to me. And I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know when they hit the ball hard, and I know when they catch the ball when it goes up in the air.
Oh, baseball.
And I know when they throw it from base to base to get people out, but I don't know any of the details beyond that.
So maybe if I had gotten you involved with rec baseball, you would understand it better?
Yeah, I should have got into baseball, actually. Like, there's a bunch of sports I wish I would have got into. Like, instead of attempting football for that week,
right? I
should have got into baseball, soccer, tennis, and stuff like that.
Miss McGill, are you guys ready for the big game today? This is the Big Sluggers mom right here. Looking forward to the big game today. They got it's a best of 3 series. The finals is a best of 3. So it's not like basketball is one and done right on throughout.
So they have an actual series, like how?
Yeah,
okay. That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm cool with a series. I just don't give me like Okay, so is that basically what they're doing? Is like every round is a series?
No, every round is not a series against one team. I think when you get to the lower state, that's when you got to win 2 of 3. After that, you're matched up, you win, you move on to play somebody else. And if you lose only the first game now, you drop down to what's called the loser's bracket. And from that loser's bracket, you can win the state championship.
What, do you have to go undefeated or something after that?
Just I believe in that district because they have districts too. You got districts. You can't lose 2 games. Okay, if you come out there with only 1 loss out of the district,
so you can be in the loser bracket, lose, and then win all the rest of the games in the loser bracket, and then win the championship.
You can win the state championship.
How many games do you have to win from the time you get put in the loser bracket?
I think that's in the first round. I can't swear to it.
Yeah,
I really can't.
I don't like this. They can keep that.
But anyway, you have the Wild Gators, and they're in it again down in the swamp today at 6:00. Be there, and they are playing against. Tanya's telling me they're playing against MacB. So MacB is out there on the other side of Hartsville, headed to Charlotte. So MacB comes to the swamp, and I want to see the Gators. Now, I didn't realize till I asked Miss McGill yesterday how long Chip Hurlong has been down in Lakeview. And it's been all these years. Ever since I wrote a story about him and them back in the 90s. I thought the guy had retired. Kip Hurlong, by the way. But he hasn't. And I understand that this is going to be the year that he finally hangs it up. It would be nice if they could go out with another championship. But today, 6:00, Lakeview Wild Gators, state championship, best of 3 against MacB. And congratulations to all of the Lakeview folks down there who are proud fans. I mean, they've had success. They have quite a few state championships in football as well. They have, I think they won a state championship in girls basketball. So Lakeview is a city of champions. And it's just a little tiny place. Have you ever even been to Lakeview?
Oh, yeah. I think I've been to Lakeview like twice, and the first time I went through there, I got a ticket. But, yeah, it's
Lakeview.
Yeah, man, they give you tickets in Lakeview. Because it's small. It's like all the little small towns that give you tickets. But, yeah, Lakeview, I didn't know Lakeview existed until about a few years after I graduated high school.
You didn't know it existed?
No, because who would I have heard about it from? I mean, I didn't know nothing about Lakeview. Nobody, we know about Mullins and
right, but nobody,
Florence.
Right.
Lakeview was not on the map. We didn't. I couldn't tell you I knew a person who said I was from Lakeview. I don't think I never knew a person that said those words.
Well, to me, when I found out,
actually, I did meet.
Good.
I say it. There was one person I met from Lakeview, but it was a bad representative.
Really?
So yeah, I didn't know nobody from Lakeview.
I know quite a few Lakeview people. I've known them over the years, but it's really their sports program that they got me.
So where would we meet them? Like, where do they go? You know what I'm saying? Where do they go when they want to do something? Like, they hang out in Lakeview? Or what does they do in Lakeview?
What does it do?
I'm asking. I don't know.
It's just forests and stuff.
That's
man.
my point.
It's swamp.
So why would anybody be just randomly in there and be like, "Whoa, let's go to Lakeview"?
But
what's there? What's going on?
I will tell you this.
I didn't even know they had a high school.
I will tell you this. There's one great feature about the town of Lakeview. The lake is awesome.
Didn't we go out there one time?
We did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's the thing. It's a hidden gem. You got to know about it.
That's a hidden gem.
If you didn't know about it, you would never know.
See, Lakeview is right there, and it's a jumping off point for North Carolina because if you roll down the street too far, you're in North Carolina.
First time I met a person from Lakeview, I was in Green Sea, Floyd. Well, I was in Loris. I don't know how, but before that, I never knew nobody from Lakeview, man. But shout out to Lakeview.
Good morning, Miss Dolores Williams. How are you? But yeah, Lakeview, it's a great place. For sports, you go down there, there's always something going on. There's a great sports program there. They're consistently in it every year. So even when they don't win, they're still making noise in football and baseball too. So with all that said, congratulations, Lakeview. I do plan, and I said it last week and I didn't come, but I do plan to see the game this evening down in Lakeview. I hadn't been to a state championship baseball game in some time, and I'm thinking I'm ready to return to that this day. Let's see what else. Okay, the 2A baseball brackets, and I'm just going to skip down to who's playing who in the state championship and skip all this other stuff up here. And we're looking at Philip Simmons versus Batesburg Leesville. That's for the Class 2A state championship. Let's see where. Yeah. 2A, 3A. Let me see who's playing, who's competing for the 3A championship. And the 3A championship will consist of, and you know, they even do theirs different too. I mean, there's no uniformity here with this thing at all. None, to me. Let's see. 10. I'm not going to be able to tell you just looking at this. Or maybe I can go down this way. Lower state. You know what? Forget about 3A, man. You made it too complicated, boys. I hate to tell you this. Or maybe I'll give myself... Oh. I need... Tape. I'm not hearing anything. Oh. I'm not hearing anything. Anyway, oh, wow. That was a joke. Sean C. Brunson. Good morning. Sean Brunson, let me ask you a question. Is Jalen Brunson your cousin? I heard that Jalen Brunson had connections in Mullins. And you one of the Brunsons. I'm thinking, maybe Sean's a kin. Holla at a brother, man. What are you talking about?
I remember you saying. Nice.
Looking at.
Hi, man. I'll be doing it too, though.
I know. Sean's my boy, man. Great. You know Sean.
We got to get one of these for the podcast studio. We got the long arm, and it's taking up too much space.
The long arm of the law, bro.
Yeah, we got to get a couple of these little small stands.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm looking at the equipment on the table here, I'm like, you know what? This is kind of similar to the stuff we just ordered that we was playing around. I feel like I could play around with some of this stuff now.
You talking about your job? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It took me a long time. People have been pushing the buttons for me forever. Then one day, Tater got sick and was out, and I had to push my own buttons.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't push my own buttons.
You got called into duty.
I got called into duty. But it worked out. You know, I had my notes and everything, and I kind of, you know, allowed myself to. I did it okay. I think I did a good job, even if I must say so myself. But right now I'm having all kind of issues here, man, with these brackets. Just all kind of issues here. They just, man, y'all making me want to give some. Okay, maybe this is one that I can decipher. This is the 5A Division 1. 5A Division 1. And that's with all the big boys, all the big dogs around the state play their championship stuff. And this ain't working out either. Man. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry that I'm so... You know what? I'm moving on. I'm going to leave it as it is. And I want to get to a subject right now that's probably the uppermost on the minds of local sports fans. Oh, Sean Brunson said, "What's up?" I claim him. LOL. If my name were Brunson, I'd be claiming him too. I'm serious, man. The kid is really doing a great job. Now, the NBA playoffs are going on right now, and my son came over last night to do what we've done for many years, which is watch games together. But he was sleeping. So he woke up intermittently to find the score being whatever it was. And then the Knicks, who had been, doing very well this playoff season, until 2 nights ago, they got beat again last night. That's the second game of their 2-game home set, and they were able to come away with 0 wins. What do you think the Knicks' chances are right now for winning the series?
I think their chances of winning the series is probably somewhere less than 30%. Anything is possible, and like people get bold and they start saying, "Oh, there's no way, there's no chance." So they could always win a game, and everybody all of a sudden be like, "Oh, they're back in it, isn't that?" So that could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is they win 1 game, maybe 2. And they lose in 6. I don't believe there's any way they're going to stretch it to a game 7. But once again, we could be wrong. But yeah, I give them virtually no chance. But I think they can extend it. And people can flip a series, so we'll see. But asking me if I had to put my money on it, nah, it's over with. They'll lose in 6 at best.
You know what? I think of the opportunity that I had with you as a youngster to make you a New York Knicks guy. To make you a Knicks fan. I didn't succeed in that, did I?
You can't make somebody a fan of something that, 1, I'm not from New York, and we're not in New York, and 2, the team's never been good. So what would the fandom be based on? You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, here's the Knicks jersey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, thanks for the jersey, but what am I cheering for? Okay, Carmelo's good. I like J.R. Smith.
You know what? And I think that's
Raymond was there. That's cool.
I think that's where the disconnect came in at. Is that because you were born here and not there?
I have no connection to New York.
There's no New York connection in that regard.
No.
Okay.
Other than through you and mom, that's it. It's like, okay, I tell people my parents are from New York, but I personally have 0 connection to the city.
Well, I wanted my kids to be country, like me. I just wanted my kids to be country. I mean, and even though the other 3 are born in New York, you were born right here in Marion Memorial Hospital or Main Street in Marion, So I'm happy about that, but I wanted to give some New York teams influence to you, and apparently none of it worked because you're not a fan of any New York team.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't think you ever really tried to make me a fan of it because, to be real, I don't think you was a fan of the New York teams, other than the Yankees. I mean, I've never really seen you. You remember you told me you hate the Jets. You gave up on them a long time ago.
I did.
Then switched to the Eagles, and then you went to the Ravens.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The Knicks, I never really noticed you cheering for the Knicks. I'm just being real. I never really saw you cheering for the Knicks. And then 2, the Yankees, yeah, but I don't like baseball. And maybe if you would have got me in baseball, I would have liked the Yankees, but because they was winning.
Right, they were.
I could have been a Jeter fan or whatever, A-Rod.
But you know what? I wasn't a fan of Jeter. I wasn't even a fan of those Yankees.
The one opportunity you had, you missed that one.
I wasn't a fan of those Yankees.
You see?
And the only Knicks teams I was ever a fan of was the team from 1969.
That ain't gonna work.
And 1973.
Can't make somebody a fan off of something 20 years ago.
People figure
can't do it.
They figure, he was a Ewing fan. I was never a fan of those Ewing Knicks.
I did like John Starks though. That dunk he did, that was nice.
I liked John Starks. I liked those Knicks, but I didn't love them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't a big, and plus they kept losing. I mean, they get to the championship, they weren't able to pull it off. So I was in the market for me a new team when I found these guys, and I've been here ever since. I love the Warriors now. Kind of like I used to love the Knicks. I loved Walt Frazier. I loved Dave DeBusschere. I loved Willis Reed. Those were my team. Earl Monroe. Those were the guys that I loved. Okay? And then, of course, they got old and they retired. And then we were left with a Knicks franchise who hasn't been to a finals, 50 years?
You know, I adopted your way of picking a team, which is basically you pick a team based on who they're playing against.
Marcus Johnson. See, that's not right, Marcus. Marcus said he got more teams than George Gurley. Come on, Marcus.
You do got like football. I did notice over the years with football, you was kind of going ham with the football teams. Because first when you had the Eagles, I was like, okay, cool. You left the Jets and you got the Eagles. But then when Lamar Jackson came out, you started switching to them. I was like, this dude ain't got no loyalty, man. This dude just have whatever team. It's whatever team you like, which is cool. That's how I am with basketball. That's how I am. Like if I just like a team, like I'm OKC this year. I've never been OKC. Next year, who knows what I'm gonna be? I'm openly whoever I like that year is who my team is. I have no loyalty.
But it's become more of a. I'm drawn to a particular player now than I used to be. It used to be about a team or a franchise, but Steph Curry came along and changed everything for me. Okay, wherever Steph goes, I'm going. I'm kind of like those LeBron fans in that regard.
That's exactly how I am. I'm a player guy. I'm only reason I'm a Milwaukee Bucks guy is because I like Giannis. If Giannis left, I would never think about the Bucks again.
Now, the thing about
I like OKC. If Shea left OKC tonight, I'm done with OKC.
Really?
Yes. Because I don't care about OKC other than I like Shea and I like the team overall. But if Shea just vanishes into thin air right now, I'm done with them. They can lose.
I want to talk very quickly about the Knicks and where they are right now. Okay, the Knicks had a historical loss a couple of nights ago. I mean, these guys led by 14 points with, how much was it, like seconds left? I mean, a minute and change, 2 minutes and change, whatever. They were up by as many as 17 with 2 minutes and change to go, something like that. And they still managed to lose the game. I mean, how do you come back from a game like that? Is it a mental thing then? I mean, what happens?
Well, Halliburton did do the choking emoji.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? This dude's choking. And now he's feeling like, he's feeling cutthroat right now. So is his team. So, yeah, it's over for the Knicks, man. I'm going to just go ahead and call it. Is it a chance they can come back? Sure, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it for the record. It's over. It's over for the Knicks. I give them 6 at the most. But I really don't give them 6. I really give them 5. I don't think they're going to get swept. I give them 5. They'll get 1.
And they're out there as one of the best point guards that you and I have ever seen at Marion High School.
Facts.
You know Reese Mo?
Got a question?
Maurice. Point guard for Marion.
Are you asking me seriously? Like I don't know this?
No, but you know him, right? Of course you. I mean, I see.
I can't believe this is a real question.
No, but his name is different there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I
okay.
That's a wild question.
Whatever. Shout out to Maurice. One of the best points that Marion High.
He was like that. Like he was some obscure person that I didn't know about.
No, because
I don't know Maurice.
Only because his name is his screen name.
That means nothing.
Oh, but you know.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
That's a wild question.
Okay.
I can't believe you asked me that.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Whatever. So
I'm messing with you, but go ahead.
So now the Knicks are down 2-0. Okay, and they're gonna go to Indiana, and I don't think it's gonna end well there for them. In the other finals, you got Minnesota versus OKC, and right now Minnesota is having their struggles as well. But the difference between them and the Knicks is Minnesota is going home for 2 games. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks are going on the road for 2 games. Some people might say, hey, the Knicks don't play well at home anyway. Everybody already know that. So they got a better chance. Don't forget, and when they went to Boston, they beat Boston twice, I believe. So now they got to go to Indiana and do the same thing. I don't think it's going to happen. When I look at that Indiana roster, those guys, they're playing 11 people almost every night. Okay?
I'm just looking at it from the size of you don't ever want to be down 2-0 in the series.
You know.
There's never a silver lining to that.
No.
So whatever people are trying to say, it's all wishful thinking. These dudes are finished.
They probably are.
It's over with. It's cold red. It's bad.
It's bad.
People trying to cope with this situation. It's not good. You're on the ropes. You're on your last leg. And next game is a must win. If you lose next game, you can 100% back it up. You I promise you. If they lose next game is might as well be like an elimination game for them. If they lose next game, they might as well just say our season is done. Because there is no way on earth y'all are winning if y'all lose next game too.
Anyway, folks, that's all. Let me see what Marcus said. Those Knicks was good. That dunk was overrated. Okay, Marcus.
Oh, the alley?
Yeah. The one he dunked on Jordan, I think.
It was nice.
Anyway, that's all the time I got left, and I want to thank my son for coming down this morning. It was, always great having you here, and I'm going to miss you when you're not here, so thank you.
Love you.
Brother.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
See you again soon up here.
And folks, have a wonderful, safe Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll be back next week with more. Later.